Hello and welcome to the news update on Papyrus Global TV. My name is Christiana Babayo. Before we begin, here are the headlines. Firm files fresh suit against federal government, minister, others over land. Women leaders intensify pressure on National Assembly to pass special seats bill. Tinubu salutes troops as Nigeria crushes coup attempt in Benin Republic. 2 weeks after Niger school abduction, parents decry no contact from abductors. Progressive governors back Tinubu's re-engineering of security architecture. Ex-Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Yahaya denies links with terrorism financiers. Why withdrawal of police from VIPs never worked, ex-IGP Baba. And now the news in details. A property development company, Win Homes Estate Global Services Limited, and its managing director, engineer Mrs. Ifoma Okengu, has dragged the federal government, a serving minister, and other parties to court in a fresh lawsuit over a disputed land ownership in Lagos. According to the suit, the company claims it holds valid title documentation to the land in question. However, the defendants allegedly in collusion granted the same parcel to another party, undermining Win Homes' claim and breaching trust. The case marks a renewed effort by Win Homes to seek legal redress after earlier attempts reportedly failed. In their filing, the firm is demanding cancellation of all conflicting allocations, restitution of its rights to the property, and compensation for damages suffered. This legal showdown shines a light on recurring issues with land administration and allocation practices in urban Nigeria, particularly the challenges private developers face when public officials and institutions are involved. Women's political leaders and gender rights advocates across Nigeria have stepped up demands for the passage of the Special Seats Bill, a proposed constitutional amendment to guarantee increased representation for women in the national and state assemblies. At a recent stakeholders roundtable titled Countdown to the Vote on the Special Seats Bill held in Abuja, participants described the current low numbers of female lawmakers as unacceptable. They argued that without structural reform, Nigeria's democracy remains fundamentally unbalanced. Speakers at the event, including former and current women leaders, civil society groups, and activists, urged the 10th Assembly of Nigeria to act swiftly, warning that failure to pass the bill would amount to a serious misstep in this session's constitutional amendment cycle. Supporters said the bill would not only improve gender equity, but also strengthen policy making, especially around issues that disproportionately affect women, such as health, education, and social welfare. Given broad support from governors, civil society, and even international bodies, many see this moment as a defining opportunity for Nigeria, and the women's movement is mobilizing hard to make sure it delivers. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigeria's president, has formally commended the country's armed forces following their swift intervention in the neighboring Republic of Benin after a coup attempt was reportedly foiled on Sunday, December 7th. According to official statements, a group of renegade soldiers led by Pascal Tigri attempted to seize power and dissolve constitutional institutions. They briefly took over the national television station to announce their takeover before loyal forces backed by Nigerian troops at Benin's request regained control. After the successful restoration of order, Tinubu praised the Nigerian military's commitment to defending democracy and constitutional order beyond Nigeria's borders, underscoring the country's role in regional stability under the umbrella of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. As of the latest report, 13 soldiers alleged to have been part of the coup plot have been arrested. Authorities continue investigations while regional and international actors welcome the swift suppression of the coup attempt. Nigeria's timely intervention in Benin stands as a demonstration of its influence and the seriousness with which it views threats to democratic governance in West Africa, a message likely to resonate across the region. 2 weeks after the abduction of hundreds of students, pupils and staff from St. Mary's Private Catholic School in Papiri, Agwara local government area of Niger State, there has been still no communication from the kidnappers, and the whereabouts of many remain unknown, according to school authorities and parents. The attack carried out on the night of November 21st, 2025, saw 315 people abducted, 303 students and 12 staff, In the immediate aftermath, 50 pupils managed to escape and reunite with their families, but that still leaves 265 individuals unaccounted for. The chairman of the state chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria, who is also a bishop in the diocese, confirmed to channels handling the crisis that there has been no contact yet with the abductors, no ransom demands, no proof of life video, nothing. He described the situation as devastating, noting enormous psychological trauma among parents, many of whom live in remote areas with poor communication access. As of now, the school remains shut, and Niger state government has ordered closure of boarding school facilities across the state pending improved security. Efforts to trace the captives are ongoing, with security agencies working in coordination with community leaders and religious institutions. But with no leads from the kidnappers and no confirmed sightings, hope is fading among many families, raising fresh fears over school safety and broader security vacuum in northern Nigeria. We will now go on a short break, and when we come back, the news will continue. Stay tuned.
The Papyrus Global, we don't just cover events, we create cinematic experiences. From red carpets to birthdays, gala dinners, and your fairy tale weddings, we bring your moments to life with high-tech precision. Our gadgets are smarter, our lenses sharper, and our team simply world-class. Trust the Papyrus Global to tell your story in the boldest, brightest way possible.
Welcome back, and now the news will continue. The Progressive Governors Forum (PGF), a coalition of governors from Nigeria's ruling party, has officially thrown its support behind President Tinubu's sweeping re-engineering of the nation's security architecture, stressing that safeguarding lives and property is non-negotiable. During a high-level meeting hosted in Lagos, the governors argued that given the worsening security situation with kidnapping, communal violence, banditry, and widespread instability, bold structural reforms are overdue. The PGF passed a vote of confidence in the federal government's effort and aligned their state-level policies towards stronger collaboration. Their communique emphasized an integrated approach, reinforcing community-based security initiatives, improving intelligence sharing, boosting conflict prevention mechanisms, and ensuring comprehensive protection for citizens across all states. The governors also acknowledged the social and economic dimensions of insecurity, committing to policies that couple security reforms with development efforts, improving infrastructure, supporting social programs, and expanding welfare mechanisms to cushion vulnerable communities alongside the security overhaul. In effect, the PGF's endorsement signals a unified stance for subnational leaders towards the administration's rejigged security framework, potentially strengthening federal-state synergy in tackling Nigeria's deep-rooted security challenges. Former Chief of Army Staff retired Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya retired has publicly rejected allegations that link him to individuals alleged to be financing terrorism in Nigeria. In an official statement issued on his behalf by retired Brigadier General Sani Usman, Yahaya described the claims attributed to retired Major General Danjuma Ali Kefi, retired and reportedly published by an online platform, as malicious, baseless, and entirely false. According to the statement, at no point in his entire military career before, during, or after his tenure as Chief of Army Staff has Yahaya had any direct or indirect association with persons or entities involved in financing terrorism or activities threatening national security. Yahaya accused Ali Kefi of pursuing a personal vendetta, alleging the accusations stem from disciplinary actions taken against the latter while in service. The release argued that the publication lacked verifiable evidence and ran contrary to Yahaya's record of service, ethics, modest lifestyle, and long-standing commitment to Nigeria's defense. He has demanded an immediate retraction of the allegations and threatened legal action if the defamatory content continues to circulate. Yahaya reiterated that Nigeria's fight against terrorism demands responsibility, patriotism, and truth, not unverified claims driven by personal grudges and propaganda. In a recent commentary, retired Inspector General of Police Usman Alkali Baba, Usman Alkali Baba argued that past efforts to withdraw police officers from guarding very important persons, VIPs in Nigeria, have consistently failed, and he explained why. Baba said that although the principle behind the withdrawal policy is valid to redirect police manpower from private guards' duties back to core policing, implementation has always been undermined by systemic factors, VIP culture, political interference, and lack of institutional follow through. He pointed out that many VIPs, politicians, businessmen, celebrities have the means and motivation to pressure police authorities to maintain protection, effectively neutralizing any top down directive. As a result, what should be a structural reform ends up as a recurring public relations exercise. Baba also emphasized that without deep reforms, including rethinking the political economy of personal security in Nigeria and empowering the legitimate private security options, the withdrawal policy will continue to be ineffectual. In his view, to truly shift policing back towards safeguarding all citizens, not just VIPs, the government must commit to long term systemic change rather than rely on temporary directives. And that's all we have on the news update on Papyrus Global TV. I am Christiana Babayo. Thanks for joining us.